Francis Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys will host their first NFC championship since 1977. Their opponents today, the San Francisco 49ers, and at stake, a trip to Super Bowl 28 in Atlanta 1 week from today. And the local fans are eager to see their heroes, once again, America's team, continue their playoff roll. Dallas hopes rest on the $50 million arm of Troy Aikman, last year's Super Bowl MVP, who's looking for an encore that would make him a legend. Meanwhile, San Francisco's Steve Young seeks to escape the shadow of his legendary predecessor, Joe Montana. And Young will have to come up big today in order to earn his Super Bowl shot. Today's weather: cloudy skies, temperature in the 50s with a 20% chance of rain. And hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel.
I'm Terry Bradshaw.
And we welcome you to the NFL Today. The 49ers and the Cowboys are playing as they did 1 year ago for this, the George S. Halas Trophy, awarded to the NFC champions. Now, last year, this 70-yard play from Troy Aikman to Cowboys wide receiver Alvin Harper broke open a close game and helped propel the Cowboys to their first Super Bowl appearance in 15 years. And it doesn't take much to get my partner excited. This is an excitable time, and you can see it in the players' faces.
You and I have been stuck in the studio all year. I tell you, it's great to be at a game, Bill, on a game site, an NFC championship game, Greg, where today you got to expect all the great things of football. Great passes, great runs, maybe even some special teams plays from Jimmy Johnson. It's everything that football should be, and I'm just happy that we're here to cover it.
Me too. Roving reporters Leslie Visser and Jim Gray are with us. They're down on the field. Let's check in first with our Jim Gray, who's been following the 49ers.
All right, thank you very much, Greg and Terry. The 49ers come into this game very healthy. They arrived here at the stadium about 3 hours ago, and most of them congregated around the television set, watching their former teammate Joe Montana as the Chiefs played the Bills. Well, much of the hype for this game came from Jimmy Johnson, the Cowboys coach. He's predicted a victory. Now, the 49ers basically ignored that all week. That is until this afternoon when we spoke to running back Ricky Waters.
It's total seriousness right now. Everybody's ready to get on that field and get to playing. Kind of drug a little bit. You know, last 2 days we have been here and laying around the hotel. We're ready to get into it now.
Nervous, feeling anxious?
Not at all. No nervous at all. Everything is all positive. We just want to get out there and handle our business.
Prediction this morning?
Oh, we're going to win the game. We have to. We have to set them up.
Now, the only way the 49ers are going to be able to accomplish that is if they don't turn the ball over. In their last 2 meetings with the Cowboys, they turned the ball over 6 times, accounting for 24 Cowboy points. That's almost half their point production. Well, a short time ago, I spoke with Tom Rathman about the 49ers avoiding mistakes.
Can't make mistakes today. I think if you look at the game we played against the Cowboys during the regular season, we made a couple mistakes which were critical in the outcome. No question about it, we have to have our quarterback play well. He has to make good decisions, and he did that last week, and I really see him doing that again today.
Now, I spoke with several of the 49ers, and they tell me they're very nervous. In fact, they really have no confidence in their kicker, Mike Kofer. Kofer's just 17 for 27, 61% on the year. In fact, he missed an extra point last week. The 49ers do not want this game to come down to the foot of Mike Kofer. However, there is some optimism by the 49ers. There is some confidence. Their bags are already packed, and they will head east to Atlanta tonight should they win. Now, for more, let's head east across the field to our Leslie Visser. Leslie?
Jim, the Dallas Cowboys are equally confident of victory. Their Cowboy charter is scheduled to leave for Atlanta tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and Emmitt Smith told me he plans to be on it. Well, there is good news about Emmitt Smith. He told me he feels close to 100% healthy and that he will not take either an anti-inflammatory shot or a painkiller today for his separated shoulder. We'll have more on Emmitt later. Well, as for Troy Aikman, he knows that the Cowboys were not flawless last week. They turned the ball over 3 times. They have got to protect the ball today, and a little while ago, I asked him about it.
Well, I think the big key, number one, is eliminating turnovers, both for us and I think for San Francisco to be successful. They're going to have to keep from turning the ball over, and that's been the difference in the 2 games that we've had. And so I think that if we're able to do that, I really feel that it's important for us to establish the running game early and get that going and try to be as balanced as what we can.
Your coach predicted a victory. Is he nuts?
He's been accused of that before, yeah.
Defensively, Russell Maryland is almost fully recovered from his sprained ankle that he suffered against the Giants on January 2nd. He will play, he won't start, in part because Leon Lett has been playing so well. Well, of course, the Cowboys' pass rush hinges on the health of Charles Haley. He told me this is the best that his back has felt in weeks, although he will face postseason surgery. He's extremely motivated for this game. You might remember he played for the 49ers for 6 years. He has a real bitterness toward them after the way he was released. He told me he's been looking forward to this game all year, and so have we. Greg?
Leslie, thank you. Now, you saw Troy Aikman a short while ago. Terry feels in critical situations, you won't see Troy throwing down the middle of the field today.
Yeah, here's a formation, folks. We know the Cowboys like to throw the ball out here. We know they like to throw it here. We also they like the deep sideline patterns, and then they get Novacek in this area and their backs. But one of the keys in third down with this formation, when you have Harper, and then this is Williams over here, and then Irvin out here. This is number 85 rookie Kevin Williams. He is in the slot, and one of the problems with he's in the slot, he is the man that's responsible for reading and going down the middle and running the deep ends. The problem with this is he screwed it up last week, ran the wrong route, caused an interception by the Cowboys, and Aikman may not have the confidence in him. There's the break. Now he sees the safety, and he should be coming right here, but he says, oh, no, I'll just go this way. Troy throws it for here. Then you get the interception. And I think this week, Greg, one of the real keys is whether or not Troy Aikman will take and put another receiver in that slot, because if they go 3 wide and Kevin Williams is in the slot, look for the 49ers double the outside, single up the guy on the slot, and Williams has got to win Troy Aikman's confidence today.
All right, Terry. As we heard, Jimmy Johnson dominated the headlines with a brash, even by his standards, prediction of victory. Earlier today, I asked him why he'd make such locker room bulletin board material.
Well, I thought, our team was starting to get a little bit tight. I wanted to loosen them up a little bit. I think they did get a little bit loose after I made my statement. The biggest thing is I believe it. Only thing I'm saying is, in my opinion, I think we're going to win the ball game. Now, I think a lot of people took off on that, and it caused quite a stir. But more than anything else, we're playing at home, and I think we're going to win the ball game.
Did you feel it last year when you were going to San Francisco?
Yeah, that was a little bit tighter situation there playing at Candlestick. And I think the 49ers have a great football team. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be a great game. But the only thing I'm doing is stating my opinion.
What did you think of George Seifert's reaction when he said it? You got guts.
Did he say guts?
Something like that.
Well, I thought it was good. I liked his reply, and the only thing I said back to him was, they are not paper mache.
You didn't think.
A lot of guts.
Yeah, that guarantee didn't come as a surprise to you.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, I would have been more impressed with Jimmy Johnson if he had to board a plane and go to San Francisco than I am. You're going to fight a bully, fight him in your backyard with your fans and your friends around watching. I could say some stuff like that. I won't, but I could.
And he got his players' attention, did he not?
Lots of guts, Greg.
All right. The AFC Championship, that one's over, folks. They're almost. The Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, and right now it is a 30-13 Buffalo lead, and the Buffalo Bills, with under a half a minute to play, are on their way back to the Super Bowl.
Congratulations.
One NFL coaching update for you now. Cowboys offensive coordinator Norv Turner is reportedly to become the next head coach of the Washington Redskins, and he spoke with us a short while ago.
I think a lot of the talk is premature. They contacted the Cowboys during our bye week before the Green Bay game. Actually were able to talk to me for half a day before the commissioner ruled that we couldn't talk, and nothing's gone any further than that. I think they expressed a strong interest in me. I expressed the same interest back, and I think that's where a lot of the rumors come from.
Should the Cowboys lose today, Norv Turner would board a plane for Washington tomorrow, and you could expect an announcement on the Redskins coaching situation as early as Tuesday. Still ahead, Leslie visits with Emmitt Smith, and Terry has a quarterback-to-quarterback chat with Steve Young. Those stories and much more when the NFL Today continues live from Texas Stadium here on CBS.
This NFC Championship game edition of the NFL Today is sponsored by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of Lincoln luxury automobiles. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be. And by...
When they said I'd be wearing stripes, I figured pinstripes. But my now ex-agent says I have to wear this while I tell you about the delicious dinners here at TGI Fridays. Like steak on a stick, skewers of choice sirloin marinated in teriyaki sauce, or the herb grilled chicken, charbroiled with Italian herbs, or the baby back ribs smothered in apple butter barbecue sauce. Table for one? Very funny.
Fridays, Fridays, Fridays! To truly appreciate Lincoln Mark 8's premium sound system, just crank it up. Lincoln Mark 8, the luxury coupe with a 32-valve, 280 horsepower sound system. Drive everything else first.
So good, how come your symptoms keep coming back? Because your pill doesn't work 24 hours.
The Chiefs 30-13. You are getting a live look at the corral, a tented area in the parking lot outside Texas Stadium where Cowboy fans sort of get in the mood for the game. But weighing on their minds is the condition of Cowboys running back Emmitt Smith, and Leslie has more. Leslie.
Greg, most passionate sports fans can remember moments of great courage. Willis Reed against the Lakers, Kirk Gibson against the Oakland A's. But we can now add Emmitt Smith, who, when it came for a call to arms, he gave a shoulder. And this from a man who says he hates to get hit.
Aren't you a guy who doesn't look for contact?
I'm a guy that definitely does not look for contact. And if I can avoid any kind of contact, believe me, I will. Right now, I'm going through a little bit of pain that I've never really been through before in my life. I know that it is going to be some pain, it's going to be some discomfort there. And as long as I know that, I mean, it's not going to be a surprise to me.
Now I haven't got time for the pain.
When ligaments are separated from the bone, there is pain, excruciating pain. But Smith ignored it 2 weeks ago against the Giants when his role as a one-armed bandit ensured home field advantage today.
And we were happy we won the East Division, and he just, you know, we were hugging. He grabbed me and said, man, we won it, we won it. And I told him, I said, no, we didn't win it. You won it for us.
The season began without Emmitt Smith, who worked in his sporting goods store in Florida while holding out for a new contract the first 2 weeks. But Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones finally agreed with an understanding between them.
I'm glad you're getting this, Emmitt. Are you happy?
Very much.
I am too.
While Smith was unhappy with Troy Aikman's less bitter and more lucrative contract with the Cowboys, he still danced to his third straight rushing title, then rushed off to the trainer's table.
This looks like you'd pick up MTV with this thing. What would be done with this?
Well, we hook these pads. There's 4 of them, and they go around the injured area on the shoulder. We're using some high-frequency galvanic stimulation to help reduce the swelling into the region, and it hooks into the machine. The machine has a computer chip in it that predetermines the amount of galvanic stim that he's actually getting and the time for the treatment, and it's pretty high-tech stuff.
Got that? High-frequency galvanic stimulation is one thing, but needles? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I'm scared of needles.
Well, have you ever had needles?
Yes. I mean, when I go to dinners, they shoot me in the mouth all the time. And, you know, if I could take one in the mouth, I can definitely take one in the shoulder.
That's a good way to describe him. What a man. What a player.
Never a dull moment around the Cowboys camp. What do you think of this?
I let Coach Johnson do all the predicting, and let him tell it we're going to win the game.
Emmitt predicted he will carry a full load today, up to 25 carries. I'll get back to you. He predicted he will carry it up to 25 times. There are 2 concerns, though. One is pass blocking, where he can't protect himself. The other is the instinct to stiff-arm a defender, where should he have his arm out and get hit, he could break his collarbone. He said with all the questioning and the 24-hour-a-day treatment, he said, I never knew being injured was a full-time job. Greg?
All right, Leslie, thank you. And when the 49ers have the football on offense, the key will be Steve Young. This week, we sent our man with the 4 Super Bowl rings to catch up with the left-hander who desperately wants his first.
Looking back on this season, getting ready for this championship game, what kind of season has Steve Young had?
Well, it started kind of slow. I think our whole team was a little slow at the beginning of the season, but we turned it up. And, you know, I was really happy with the way we ended the whole thing, and we're pretty much as consistent as we were last year when we were the #1 offense in the league. We returned to that same place.
How about this Dallas game? How do you see your team matching up? Strengths, weaknesses, how does this match up?
And last year in the championship game, what I think really cost us is in the second half we traded field goals for touchdowns, and we ended up two scores down and trying to make a comeback. If we could have turned into 7 and won on and scored in the red zone, we didn't do that last year. We got to do that this year.
You have not yet experienced what it's like to win this game. How have you approached that, and how do you handle the fact that you haven't?
I just feel like, I don't know who it was, Yogi Berra or whatever, he said he's going to smash the door down, you know? I mean, I feel like
that
you
was
can't
Bum
knock.
Phillips.
Was it
He
Bum?
said that because we kept beating them.
Yeah, it's just like, I can't knock on it anymore because, 1 year around here is too many, and so we're back again, and it's got to happen this year.
I mean, how do you control that? You got to have a presence about you that says, here's how I handled it in the past, and we lost. Here's how I handle it next time, and we lost. And now it's even greater, or at least it seems to be. The pressure is so great on your shoulders.
I mean, every game you go into with an edge, with that kind of, I call it like a desperation feeling that you need to win this game or death is waiting at the door. And I think that when we as a team feel that way, we seem to play really well. And there's no doubt that at the end of the game, we have to win or we go home. And I feel with that desperation feeling, we're going to play very well.
You probably can't say it publicly or openly or don't want to, but the burden on your shoulders here is as great as it can be on any player in any sport, really, because of Joe Montana.
The way I've always tried to look at it and try to get others to look at it, even the media, that it doesn't have to be either or. It can be both. It's like it can be a real positive thing, especially as Joe is successful in Kansas City and doing great things there. It's a great story, and it'll continue to be.
You'll probably get the Best Interview Award Monday morning. Tell me.
High on my list, Greg.
Tell me. Who watches Steve Young for the Cowboys?
I tell you, every team spies Steve Young. Look for Ken Norton, the middle linebacker of the Dallas Cowboys, because he's right in front of him, and that's how you spy him. Look for Ken Norton to go everywhere Steve Young goes today.
All right, Terry, when we come back, we'll go to the mat. Matt Millen will join us when we break down the X's and O's on the Niners and Cowboys, and we're blasting off here in Texas Stadium. We'll be back.
That's what I want to do right there, Greg. Interrupted.
49ers get ready to meet the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is a man who has played in 5 conference championship games, won 4 Super Bowl rings himself, Matt Millen. Welcome, Matt. 8 Super Bowl rings sitting over here off to my left. Let's talk about how the players hit the field. How important is it to play well early on, Terry?
It's very important. The games that I've played in, the first thing I wanted to do, obviously, I wanted to get the ball, and because the first few plays of the offense are our best plays. We've worked on them all week. This is where we think we can attack the team and be successful. And when you're on the road, those first few plays, if they're successful, take the crowd out and give you confidence and you believe in your game plan. So that's what I look for today.
How about it, Matt?
No question, and especially in San Francisco's case. They're on the road. You can hear the crowd behind you. I think in San Francisco, they've got to score early, control the flow, get up ahead, and dictate the pace of the game. If they don't, and it's close going into the last quarter, this is Dallas's game.
All right, we got Terry's take on Jimmy Johnson's guarantee earlier. What did you think about it?
I think it's great, except that I've never seen a coach make a tackle, throw a pass, score a touchdown. I think it's a good job by Johnson by taking the focus off the team and putting it on him. But really, when the whistle blows, it's not going to make a bit of difference.
Okay. Most important part of a Dallas offense is the center, any offense, and they made a change last week. John Giesick started in the middle.
Yeah, Giesick's at the center now because they think that Stubblefield, the other guy across from him, the nose tackle, they think this is a better matchup with putting Giesick in. Well, one of the problems last week with Troy and Giesick was the fact that they had problems with the quarterback exchange. You saw here, look, you can see Troy is actually looking straight ahead, but notice the tilt of the center Giesick. He's off to the right. He's going to pull now. And one of the things that Troy will have to do today to help Giesick is when he knows the center has to pull out like he is here to block the nose tackle, you have to stay with him and ride with him a little bit longer.
All right, tell us about Dana Stubblefield, Matt.
Well, Dana Stubblefield really epitomizes the San Francisco defense. Early on, he was clueless, had big eyes, didn't really know what was going on, and all of a sudden he's turned into a heck of a player, one of the top defensive tackles. And if the Dallas offense is going to do well, it's going to start with the center, Giesick, on Stubblefield.
All right, now, everybody on the Cowboys this week said when that 49er offense is clicking, it's because Ricky Watters is involved in the offense.
And what Ricky Watters has brought and what the 49ers have finally understood is use the emotion that he brings to the football game. He's a guy who can get you excited. Now, early on, they started to fight with him and squabble, but what they've learned is, hey, here comes Ricky Watters, an excitable guy. Let's feed off him, and it's worked.
All right, Steve Young, is he likely to come out tight in this game, Terry?
Steve Young is a focused young man. This team is focused. They're loose. I think the 49ers are ready to play one of the best games. I think Young will have an outstanding day.
All right. Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers. We're getting ready for the introduction of the players here at Texas Stadium. That's up next when our NFC Championship coverage is continued in a moment.
Please be seated. The performance is about to begin. The 32-valve, 280-horsepower Lincoln Mark 8. It's like Beethoven with an attitude. Drive everything else first.
For everyone working to provide a better life for those they love, there's an independent traveler's agent there to protect what you've worked so hard to achieve. For everyone challenged by economic uncertainty, there is a traveler's agent there with a plan for your financial future. For everyone striving to safeguard a dream, there's a partner under America's umbrella, your independent traveler's agent. The Travelers Insurance Companies.
It's coming. The worst breath of the day, morning breath. And ready to meet that sticky, pasty film head on. A whole new feeling of clean. A clean as fresh as snow. Introducing the new cooling formula in Peppermint Scope. Its antibacterial action still kills millions of morning breath bacteria on contact. And compared to that other blue, more people prefer its new cooling formula for leaving their mouths feeling cleaner. Discover a whole new feeling of clean. New Peppermint Scope.
Anyone can see that the new GE Profile Radiant Convection range is easy to clean, but the real technological advantage is what you can't see, so we'll show it to you in a roundabout way. Introducing the first GE range that circulates hot air all around your food, roasting meats up to 30% faster, so they get done to a turn on the outside while staying tender and juicy on the inside. Why does GE offer such an ingenious way to cook? Because we know how much of life revolves around dinner.
The Cowboy fans are on their feet as they're about to meet their favorites. Listen in.
For the Dallas Cowboys on defense. At left end from Texas, El Paso, number 92, Tony Tolbert. At left tackle from Oklahoma, number 75, Tony Casillas. At right tackle from Emporia State, number 78, Leon Lett. At right end from James Madison, number 94, Charles Haley. At strong side linebacker from Michigan State, number 58, Dixon Edwards. Middle linebacker from UCLA, number 51, Ken Norton. At weak side linebacker from Miami, number 59, Darren Smith. At left cornerback from Texas A&M, number 26, Darren Smith. At right cornerback from TCU, number 24, Larry Brown. At strong safety from Arizona State, number 28, Darren Woodson. At free safety from Baylor, number 27, Thomas Everett. And Coach Jimmy Johnson and the rest of the Dallas Cowboys squad.
Cowboy players have been introduced. Matt Millen, what do you think tonight?
Like any big game, it comes down to turnovers. Limit the turnovers, you got a chance.
Yeah, turnovers, Greg, absolutely. And special teams play. I look, Dexter Carter, Kevin Williams, these two guys who have coughed up the football in big games.
All right, Terry, Matt, coming up, the 49ers and the Cowboys to the victor, a berth in Super Bowl 28. We'll see you at halftime. Enjoy this NFC Championship game, everyone.
9 million? Nobody finds con men better than 60 Minutes. And the one Ed Bradley found this week could be on the All-Star team. 60 Minutes, tonight.
When nature unleashes her fury,
you got hit by lightning, man.
There's one man angry enough to fight back.
Adam, you think nature is some Disney movie?
The original loose cannon returns.
You got any detonating cord?
I'm still looking.
And they wonder what's killing retail.
An explosive northern exposure.
Has anyone ever suggested Prozac?
Monday.
This is CBS.
With all the fun things to do this winter, buying a lawnmower is probably the last thing on your mind. But right now, your local John Deere dealer is offering his best buys of the year, like up to $160 off on riding mowers and walk-behinds for just $339, which makes your John Deere dealer's best buy sale another great way to enjoy winter. Nothing runs like a Deere.
See your local John Deere dealer.
Good things come to those who don't wait. So don't. Get pre-tax sales savings now at your local Chevy dealers. To cut stock before February tax time, we're offering huge inventory reduction specials now. Like cash rebates up to $1,000. Low lease rates. Even low financing when you buy to take your payments down. Forget February. Forget waiting. Now is your best selection. We've got your car. We've got your truck. We've got your price. It's the pre-tax sale at your local Chevy dealers.
The High School Super 8 and your phone calls on Sports Locker.
From today's Wish TV Channel 8, this is your only 24-hour news service.
Good afternoon. 39 degrees in Indianapolis. I'm Anne Marie Tiernan. Although he's been defrocked, Reverend Landrum Shields is back in the pulpit at Witherspoon Presbyterian Church today. The minister is accused of misusing church funds. Regional Presbyterian officials barred him from the pulpit earlier this month, but the local church says only members may ask the minister to leave. Now a judge will decide if the defrocking stands. This is News 8, your 24-hour news service.
What do we like today?
49ers.
Come on. Aikman is the best quarterback in football.
Wrong. Steve Young.
Running backs.
Emmett against the Giants. Waters. 5 touchdowns last week.
Receivers.
It begins and ends with Rice. Period.
Granted. But as a tandem, Irvin and Harper.
Harper?
Well, how about that catch in last year's championship?
Rice makes that catch in his sleep.
Kickers.
If you're gonna talk kickers, you're out of here.
Okay. Offensive line.
Eric Williams. Harris Barton.
Nate.
Did you see McIntyre in that sweep last week? Forget that. How'd you like to feed Gogan?
Haircuts. Jimmy Johnson's?
Or Johnny Johnson's.
If that's the choice, I'd wear Waters' bandana.
All claims for supremacy in the NFC come to a head today in Dallas. Who's the best receiver? Who's the better quarterback? And most importantly, who's the better team? After steamrolling the rest of the conference, it's down to a rematch of last year's title game. And the matchup we've been expecting since training camp began. The winners advance to next week's Super Bowl, while the rest bid a sudden and final farewell to the season, and in the blink of an eye disappear, just like Gunsmoke. The house with the hole in the roof is full of emotion today for the NFC Championship match between the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas